Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Amy, and in this video I wanted to talk about the topic of celibacy because I feel like it's become kind of a trendy topic lately. I see a lot of TikToks about it, and it's a journey that I've started to engage in the last year, and I found so many benefits with it that I wanted to share my experience and how it's been so helpful for me and why it's something I'm partaking in, especially at this phase in my life. So to start in, I wanted to explain a little bit about my background. So I'm currently 26 and I was raised in a really Catholic environment that promoted like abstinence only sexual education. So sex has always been a really taboo topic for me, and it's something I have kind of a lot of trauma from, like religious trauma from, just not really knowing what my take on sexuality was as a kid. So once I got to college is kind of when I started to experiment with my sexuality, and I had a lot of experiences that were really negative because I just didn't know how to set boundaries, and I just kind of used my sexuality as like almost like a coping mechanism or like form of self-harm. Like I just didn't really have any sexual experiences with people who I felt actually loved me or cared about me. And then I ended up getting in a relationship for 4 years where I kind of started to heal some of that trauma that came from that, what you would call maybe a hoe phase, even though I don't even think that's real, but just my exploratory phase. I was able to heal some of that trauma, and just being in a relationship with one person really helped me with that. But once my relationship ended about 10 months ago, I only really did anything like that with one other person just to help me get over my breakup. But right after that is when I started my celibacy journey. And so I just wanted to give that background. So it's been about 10 months of being celibate, but I have literally found it to be the most rewarding experience for me. And where I kind of got the idea about wanting to be celibate is a year or two ago, I took a course on sacred sexuality, and I got my certificate in sacred sexuality. And it's actually a course from a person here on YouTube named Mayara Healing Arts. And so I took that course, and in that course is when I started to learn how sacred your sexuality is. And it's not something that you need to always just give to any person. It's something that you can really tap into and use it to your advantage. And one of the biggest advantages that I found in practicing celibacy is that I have so much more energy, and particularly creative energy, because sexual energy is also creative energy, because it's the energy that you use to create a life. So I've noticed that since I'm not giving out any of that energy and I'm really honing it in within myself, I have so much more energy to work out and do things, but also just a lot more creative energy as well. And I just feel like I have a lot more, or I feel a lot less drained than I used to when I was in a relationship and was just giving out that energy all the time. It's just really something I've been able to hone in and just use that energy to my advantage to work on my dreams and focus on my goals. So that's been a very profound benefit for me. And another large part of celibacy, and something that I've noticed, is when you have sexual interactions with another person, it's not only their energy that you're interacting with and exchanging with, it's also the energy of anything that they surround themselves with, whether it be people or substances or just trauma or emotions, anything. It's interacting with your energy, and you're sharing all of that with the other person. And in my sacred sexuality course, I learned that, she said that their sexual partners that they've been with for the last 7 years are still, that energy still lingers within you. And so I don't know if I necessarily believe that, but it's just something to consider. It's not just them that you're engaging with in that way, it's also other people who they've interacted with in that way, which is fine, and you can still cleanse yourself of any of that energy. I just really like knowing that any energy that I have within myself is my energy, and I'm not holding on to anything that could be a negative influence. Not that there's anything wrong with like having sexual interactions with a lot of people and getting that energy. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, for me personally, I'm really focusing on like my healing right now, and I just can't have any other like interactions or other factors that could be affecting me. And I've noticed that practicing celibacy has just given me a so much more clearer mind. Whenever I do have that type of deep interaction with someone, I feel really connected with them, and like they'll be on my mind for like days after. Like, even if I don't love them or know them that well, like just that interaction is just so intense that they're just naturally on my mind. Okay, sorry, my camera died, so I had to move. I just got this camera, so I had to plug it in. Didn't realize that. I think what I was just saying is that I have a much clearer mind now because I don't have those emotions from having any sexual interactions with other people. And something else that I've noticed, kind of going off of that, is when I'm dating guys, I'm a lot pickier now because I'm not really looking for like someone who I just want to like have sex with. I'm more just like looking for what the type of person I actually want to be with is like, and seeing if I could actually see a future with them, or that they would actually add value to my life. Because being celibate has really deepened my love for myself. It's given me a lot of self-love, because basically all of the energy that I have right now since I'm single is all going to myself, and it's been really transformative for me because I just really am able to dive into my hobbies and my goals and just put all of my effort into that. And so when I go on dates with guys, I'm not just looking for someone who I'm just gonna spend like one night with or whatever. I'm looking for someone who I actually could see myself with. I don't know if any of you know about Shira7, but she's my actual queen, and she, in her words, I would say, now I'm not going on dates with guys who are dusties, because I'm just going on dates with like higher value guys who aren't just trying to have sex and are actually interested in building a connection. Although I'm really not heavily dating right now because I want to stay single for another like year, I would say, because I just feel like being single gives you a lot more time to accomplish your goals because you have all that more energy towards yourself. I would say those are the biggest benefits that I have found lately with being celibate for 10 months. And where I see this going right now is I'd at least like to get to 1 year of celibacy, and from there I'll kind of see where I want to go with it. But I would, like I said, I want to be single for another year at least, so I would love to be celibate for another year as well. But once I get to 1 year, I'm going to see how I feel and reevaluate. But I would love to just be celibate for as long as possible based on the advantages that I've found. And obviously it would be great if I could just be celibate until my next relationship, but I just don't know if that's going to be the case. So that's just something I'm going to have to evaluate as time goes on. And just like one final point I want to make is that you don't have to be celibate, like, or you can be celibate and break your celibacy and then get back on to being celibate. Like, it's really, really up to you. So I'm not trying to like say that this is like the only answer or the best option. It's just been very beneficial for me, and I just want to make this video if you're someone who's interested in it or wants to know more about it, or just, yeah, wanted to see what some of the advantages are. I really think everyone's decisions are so personal to them, and I don't want to judge you or make you feel like your decisions are wrong. This is literally just my experience. It's what's been helping me, and your phases with your sexuality can change. Like I said, mine was so different. I went from almost like abstinent only education to hypersexuality to relationship with one person, and now I'm just kind of going back to the basics, just celibacy for me right now. And Yeah, I'm really eager to hear your experiences if you're practicing celibacy or have practiced it in the past, and any advantages or disadvantages you found from it. I'm just so eager and open to hear. And thank you so much just for watching this video and learning about my journey. Definitely feel free to subscribe if you're interested in more videos like this, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Bye!